Hi, so today we're going to do the second part of Coaching the Shadow. And in this session, what I want to do is talk about how we project aspects of ourselves onto other people, usually aspects that we're not comfortable with or we're not even that aware of. And, this conversation 50 or 60 years ago would have been pretty simple because what we're going to basically focus on here is intimate relationships between two people. And in the 1950s, basically what we see is men projecting their tenderness onto their wives so that if there's any emotional needs on the part of the children, she's the one that deals with it. And he absents himself from that process. And the woman may project her decisiveness on the man, and he makes all the major decisions in the family, and she just lives with them. But what's happened, obviously, is that gender roles have become much more dynamic, much to our benefit and the benefit of the culture. And what we have now are, in heterosexual relationships, women who are assuming power positions and men who are opting to stay home and take on the nurturing role with the children. And so I am going to use a heterosexual example in this session, but I want to emphasize that the principles we're talking about are true in any relationship, same sex, transgender, whatever you want to call it. We all take aspects of ourselves and put them on other people for a time. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's say a woman meets a man. He's a good guy. He's a decent man. And she notices, after falling in love with him, that he likes to take care of things. He likes to fix stuff around the house. He likes to maintain the cars, etc. And so in that context, she gives him her competency. And in return, he gives her his helplessness. And both of them are satisfied for a time with that arrangement. Why would she do that? Well, maybe she just doesn't really want to do this stuff and is more than happy to have him take care of it. And certainly he may feel that by projecting his helplessness on her, he feels more manly. Okay, the projection works for a while. And then, as the Jungians would say, there's a rattle. What's the rattle? Well, something doesn't quite fit. So in this example, the woman may notice that even though he's got a room full of tools, he can't put IKEA furniture together any better than she can. And in that moment, there's a small disappointment. And three things happen. First of all, she sees him in a different way. And in doing so, she takes her competency back. And then, because she notices that even though he's not the most competent guy in the world, he tries to do these things out of love. And she loves him even more for that. And he, because he realizes that he has been seen for who he is, takes back his helplessness, or more accurately, probably his vulnerability. And that allows him to be more deeply in the relationship. And it's often said that love like this is formed as a result of small disappointments. Now, you may say to me, well, that's great, that's a healthy relationship, but most often, shadow projections aren't in that context, and I think you're right. So let's take this couple again, and let's say that they ignore the rattle. What happens? Well, the rattle becomes a rumble. It doesn't give up. And so both of them have to shore up these perceptions. And so she becomes more helpless, and he becomes more adamant that whatever decision he makes is the right one, even though half of them are wrong. And in that way, they become one-dimensional to each other and to themselves. And the first thing that happens is Eros departs the relationship. Now, by Eros, I don't mean just sex, although sex is usually the canary in the coal mine in intimate relations. But the Eros of that curiosity, of wanting to know more and more about this person that we're in love with. That stops. I know this from personal experience. I grew up in a family where there was a lot of physical abuse to me. And I determined at about the age of 8 that I would never, ever, ever be victimized by anybody again. And there's an aspect of that let me do a whole bunch of different things and have a number of different careers. But I was giving my vulnerability away to anybody and everybody, and I formalized it by becoming a social worker, the caretaker, right? Until my soul came roaring back and insisted that I be the full human that I was created to be. So that's why I work with dreams, because dreams in the context of coaching are really messages from the soul. And the soul is absolutely relentless. And it's amazing to me, in my own experience and the experience of my clients, how working with dreams really is a very transformative experience, because the dreamer is aware of your ego, but not particularly concerned with it. The dreamer is aware of who you think you should be, but is more interested in helping you become who you are.